Okay, so we are live, and let me change the camera, and here we are. And let's check about the mic. Mic should be
This one speaker is okay and everything is fine. We can start. So, hello and welcome to this Sunday Live. And in today's Dev Talk, we will have Hameed with us. And Hameed is a CTO and co founder of Pudding app. So, I wish people are going to join us and we will have Hameed with us at 11:30. That means after 30 minutes. So that first we will have some audience and then we will have Hameed with us, and we will going to uh, do something interesting with. We will going to talk with us, but first of all, Happy New Year to everyone. I wish 2021 brings lots of happiness to you, and you will succeed in your dreams and your career wherever you want to succeed. And obviously, I wish for myself like we should have 100K very soon, and we will have lots of learning this year. We will have lots of complaints this year so that we can solve. We will have lots of problems so that we can create some awesome tool to solve that problem. And let's see how this year is going to be. So everyone is here. Yash, Dilshan is there, and people are joining. That means we are really live. Okay, so how was your New Year? How you have celebrated? I celebrated with lots of pizza, but then after I realized it's not good for health. But celebration is celebration, no matter what you do. So it was lots of pizza, lots of masti, and lots of enjoyment. So what about you? How you have celebrated, and what's your goal for New Year? Anyone? Dilshan says Happy New Year. Pratik is there. Oh, great. Okay, so I think mic is on. Yeah, mic is already on. So one more time, if you have not subscribed to the newsletter, you will find the link in the pinned comment. So there is a comment which is pinned in the comment section or live chat section. So you will check that, because every Monday I send a newsletter with a programming book recommendation, what's going around the year, like for technical reasons, some of the greatest article around the web, and obviously about the dev talk and some more other inspiring things. You can also suggest something if you want to add in the newsletter by going to that link, and there's a form below that subscribe form. There is a Google form actually, and you can fill and submit your what's we can say response or review, whatever you say. And if you also want to join the Discord server so that you can directly chat with me, and that link is also there. So you have to join. I believe you have to join the newsletter, which is very, 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 very important. But it's your wish for the Discord. So a newsletter is mandatory. You have to have subscribe, but Discord channel is totally optional. Okay, so let's read comment. Hamza, oh Hamza, sir, I'm confused. Should I learn PHP or Node? Okay, so if you are starting, I recommend you to learn Node. Why not PHP? Because Node has a good amount of jobs, so you will get job easily. I'm not saying that PHP doesn't have job. PHP has job, but to get a nice job, you need to learn the like Laravel framework, and you need to master them. In Node, I believe, since lots of companies are using Node, so you will get easily get the job and directly go into the practical. For PHP, you need to learn first and then go. So this is just my opinion. Obviously, this could be wrong or right, whatever it is. Karan says mean stack rate rat race goal. Personal learning, blues in guitar. Oh, nice blues. Social build online NGO website on Chandigarh. Wow, that's your goal for I think for 2021. That's nice. And the people, if you want to share your goal or what you want to do, what's your what we say commitment? No, resolution. Yeah, resolution for 2021. If you have any, you can share. I don't have any resolution because I don't know about future what's going to happen. So it's simple like let's do something and see the result, then according to the result do something else. That's simple thing. Okay, so Yash says I will create my own Laravel package. That's really amazing. Learning TypeScript is the future. Vue 3 Vue X4 with composition API. So you have covered pretty much everything. Nice one. Okay, learn HTML, CSS. So what else you have? You left. It's all covered. So you will be a pro web developer, I believe, if you will cover all these like package, Vue, TypeScript, HTML, CSS. Boom. Thank you so much. I was thinking same. So, do you have Node video on here? Exactly, not Node. Preferably Express.js. I will create that, but we will have a Adonis.js, which is a Node framework. So we have a Adonis.js series. So you will get an idea of how web development in Node we will do. But later on, I will going to create the Express tutorial also. That will be a huge course, like 4 or 5 hours of creating a full practical thing with Express or Node. So obviously you are going to be there and you will be connected with me. And if you have any other question, you can obviously join Discord and ask me. And one more time, you can subscribe to the newsletter for Monday motivation. Every Monday, weekly newsletter. That's tomorrow. Yay, I'm going to send the newsletter tomorrow morning, so you have to subscribe. Okay, so Jane is there. Hello, good morning, Jane. Creation, BB Creation says Nest replace Express. I believe so, because Express is uh, just giving very less resources. In next Nest.js, Nest, we are having lots of thing from the framework. So that's more of a full version. But in my opinion, Adonis.js is a full packed framework. So I don't know about Adonis will going to replace, but yes, Nest.js will do some magic. I'm working with the Ye2 PHP framework and want to learn Laravel this year. Can you help me? Which part of Laravel must? Obviously, if you are going to start with Laravel, I prefer to get my to have your what's that Laravel 6.5 hour of video in my channel. You will find that, and that's a pretty amazing course. People are liking it. It's more than 200K crossed. And obviously, if you want to know how Laravel works, what Laravel can do, you can take that course, and that will going to help you in getting started with Laravel. Once you become familiar with that, obviously you can then go for a paid course. You can have my in-depth Laravel course, which is a paid one. But if you want to have any other course, you can freely get that. But first, get a knowledge of what is Laravel and what it can do via this free YouTube video. Amazing. Okay, Ahmad is there. That's great. Patel Sanjay says, good morning. Jane says, now I'm a PHP developer, Laravel or Node. Which one technology is best to learn? If you are already a PHP developer, I highly recommend you to go with Laravel, not with a PHP, not with a Node. Since you have the knowledge of PHP, then it will be super easy to grab the Laravel and master it. And obviously, you will enjoy because you have the knowledge of PHP. So that's my recommendation. Next one, Ahmed says, "Is there any good way to start learn Laravel? Like focus on a specific part of at a time?" Okay, so to get started with Laravel or any MVC framework, it could be Laravel, it could be like Adonis, or it could be any MVC kind of thing. You just need to focus on how you create a CRUD application. Super simple thing. Don't go with advanced feature. Don't go with how well you are writing code. You just need to see how you can create a CRUD application using a framework. It could be Laravel, it could be Express, could be anything. You just need to focus on creating a CRUD. Once you get the CRUD application, then you can move ahead. Like uh, you can have authentication on the CRUD. You can have then sending email. Then little by little you will proceed with the you can say advanced topics. But first, CRUD is the basic thing. uh, Flutter tutorial. Want more Flutter? Yeah, Maruf. Actually, I'm working on a Flutter. I'm actually really working on Dart. So Flutter is obviously the second part of creating the Dart course. So first we will have a Dart course, then we will have a Flutter course, and in the Dart, it will be purely Dart. I have actually covered it, completed recording 20 plus videos. So first I will cover that, then I will cover Flutter. So obviously you can subscribe to the newsletter, because in the newsletter I share the progress of my courses, on my side project, everything. And you will find the link in the pinned comment. So there is a comment which is pinned in this comment section, so you can join the newsletter. Okay. uh, Ravi Rivash says, "How are you? I'm very fine. Happy New Year." Who has recently joined? So once again, Happy New Year to all of you. Next question, Sanjay. If you have your own dev house, which technology stack you will define standard for your dev house? That depends upon what kind of application I have. It's not a simple thing to answer, in my opinion. uh, Backend PHP, because I love Laravel. Front end will be React, and designing with the CSS, Tailwind CSS, deployed on AWS or in DigitalOcean, using email for email service providers, a Amazon email service. These kind of stacks, that totally depends upon what kind of project you have. How many pro language you are doing freelancing also? No, I don't have any freelancing project in my hand. Usually not do any freelancing. uh, Pro language, it's a very high level word. So pro, I would say like Laravel, Vue.js, React. If you Yeah, obviously Tailwind CSS. These are my pro level languages. So I don't have to think about creating anything. I can just create almost anything with these kind of language. For other languages, I have to think, I have to search a lot. So simple. Okay, PHP with cryptocurrency. uh, I just want 1 minute break from your. I'm sorry about that. Okay, no worries, no disturbance. Next. Okay, next. PHP with cryptocurrency. I don't know about the crypto with the PHP. But yes, Bitcoin is booming, and you should invest in Bitcoin. Have you recorded Laravel sale? No, not yet. Please tell me what advanced topic are must in Node.js for developer to switch. Advanced topic is like sending email, working with the queue jobs, and event sourcing. These kind of pro level. It's not about a simple concept. or topics. It's about building something. You need to build a project with Node or something. Then you will going to learn a lot, not about just reading and doing something. I really like your short 30-minute video. They are inspiring and motivating. Oh, thank you, Karan. And I really appreciate this. You have talked about this, and I really like it because I want to share whatever I do, whatever I learn. So whenever I have some uh, like short motivation, like two sentences, I try to share with all of you. So today's video was around books and reading books, why you should read books, and it's really fun and nice. And the best part is I don't have to spend a lot of time to create, edit. It just I'm reading something, I'm watching something, something clicks in my mind, uh, take the phone, record it, edit a little bit, and then post it. Super simple, and that's why I really like it, and I want to do it more. Then I really like your comment, and uh, thanks for commenting, and thanks for liking, because this is really motivates me to create more that kind of videos. So just some self-help must read book for betterment as a person. Karan, if you really want to read a self-motivation book, I highly suggest you to start with a Magic of Thinking Big. Amazing, amazing, amazing book. You will going to thank me after reading that book. It's called The Magic of Thinking Big with David Schwab, and you have to read it. It's great. And the first recommendation, I always recommend this book first for anyone who want to read. Okay, bro, start PWA, please. Yeah. Oh, yeah. PWA is in my list, and I will going to create a not a full, maybe I don't know, but a service worker level of tutorial. I'm going to do how you can get started with the service worker and do some kind of PWA and install your app and that kind of thing. I have that in my checklist. So, because this Flutter course is taking time, because every time I search about something, I got new things of on Flutter or Dart. So I like I feel like, okay, I have to bring that thing in my course also. So I need to learn, I need to research a lot, so it's taking time. That's why you will see that you are actually facing that I'm not having any video, any tutorial kind of thing for last 3 weeks, because I'm totally reading about Dart, Flutter, uh, you can say researching about that. And also I'm working on a side project which is a social media tool for social media automation. So I will going to share once I have the better version of that. uh, कुछ हुआ था क्या? What about Ravish, what you want to say? Okay, that something happened here, because Ravish, oh no, not uh, thanks. Will read current Think and Grow Rich. That's a really great book, Think and Grow Rich. Actually, that book is more of if you want to become a businessman or entrepreneur or do some um, startup kind of thing, that will be good. But I highly suggest you to start with that Magic of Thinking Big. कौन है भाई? Okay, sorry about that. I have not. Okay, sorry about that. Actually, mic was not turned on. I forgot to turn it on once I completed that. So I was telling, it's totally my mistake. Sorry about that. I was telling that Hameed has replied, and now we will going to have him. So yes, he has replied. Okay, so once we have Hamid, we will going to start our dev talk. And I was saying that this dev talk is going to be amazing because once I reach 25 dev talks, then after 25, I will going to have a one huge live stream, which will last for like 4 or 5 hours, and then we will have like people are coming and going, and all 25 people I will going to invite all 25 people on that live, so people can join according to their schedule, and we will have a virtual coffee, obviously virtual, not a real coffee. So these kind of things I have in my mind. So this dev talk is going to be really amazing. If you sorry, if you have something in your mind like how we can make this dev talk interesting, if you want to include something in this dev talk, please suggest me, and so that we will have amazing talks with amazing peoples. Okay, Sanjay says I'm in the middle of JS framework, full 10-hour course. Really love it. I know people talk about React being a library, but not a framework. Even React is itself. Okay, good. Really understand is watching your course. Most of the online courses skip explanation things how you did. They go straight to NPX React. Yeah, that's the thing. Whenever you want, you are going to learn something, any technology, any framework, any language, you need to know why that thing is there. So in React, you generally start with a create React app, but how people reach to that stage? So that will be like connecting from basic and then coming to the React level, and then start the journey of React. So same I did for Vue.js. If you check my Vue.js 10-hour course, you will find the exactly same thing. We will have a basic like how Vue dive into your HTML, how we bind it, and then slowly we move to the real Vue app. Okay, that's amazing thing. How many things we have to learn in PWA? In PWA, there like 3 or 4 things. Like push notification is there, then service worker is the main important thing. These are the what next? Obviously, how you create your application, like a PWA app, how you can install it on your desktop or mobile app. So you need some icons. What else? Not more than 4 or 5 things are there. Just in PWA is nothing. Progressive web app. Simple. Okay, so next is I told you that I'm working on a Flutter course, and I was planning to have a landing page of Flutter course this week. So we will have a Flutter landing page where you can sign up, or if you have already signed up on the newsletter, then you don't have to sign up, but that will be a separate landing page so that we will have a dedicated place to learn Flutter. And before Flutter, the Dart course I'm working, that Dart course will be available as a free course on YouTube plus paid course on on my website, maybe on the Gumroad or maybe on the Udemy also. Why Udemy? Because people are requesting me a lot for Udemy courses. So uh, I will try to publish the course on Udemy, but I really don't like Udemy because they are not giving any uh, such like good amount of money. So it's totally a waste of time. But if people want, we have to provide that. Okay, please do a full course, please. Yeah, shock such a solutions solutions. Please, what's your name? Share with us. So yes, PWA course is, as I told you, is in my list, and I will going to start that PWA course very soon. I will always say very soon, and that will actually take a lot of time. It take sometimes, things take time because I have to go through the depth of the technology so that I can answer any question. I have to have the knowledge. So first I learn about that, first I dig into that, reading every article, reading, watching every tutorial on YouTube for that particular technology, and getting the paid course. So like when I had created that Laravel course, I brought about like four or five paid courses, some from Udemy, some from other websites. Then for Flutter, I recently bought three courses from Udemy. One for that was actually from a different website, not a Udemy. So I totally bought four courses, and I'm checking how they have structured the course, what are the things they are trying to explain, but they have not explained well, so that I can do something good. So these kind of things, and that's why my courses are super delayed. Okay. Prantho Kumar. Okay, Das. Okay. So I will call you Kumar Das. That's easy for me. Uh, so Kumar Das, thank you for that request of PWA. I will, as I told you, going to create it. Can we expect iconic plus ionic plus? No, never. So it's not like no, never. But since we have a Flutter, we have a React Native. I don't think the need for ionic with the Vue, obviously, and you don't need ionic. I believe in 2021. What is PWA? Oh, Karan, you don't know? PWA is Progressive Web App. It's like you have seen the Facebook application, Facebook web page. When there's no internet, it says that you don't have the proper internet connection. So these kind of things you can do with the PWA, Progressive Web App. Progressive web app feels like a native app, like an Android or iOS app, but obviously that's not a native or iOS app. That's a pure website, or we can call it nowadays web app. So since it is a web app but feels and work like a Android app or iOS app, that's how we have PWA, Progressive Web Application, Progressive Web App, whatever you call it. Why Vuetify? It's necessary for Vue.js? No, it's not necessary. Okay, so people, now it's time to invite Hameed, because Hameed is with us. He has joined, and I believe we are going to get lots of information from him, because he is a CTO and co-founder of a pudding app. We will going to know what this app is going to do, how he has achieved this level of expertise, and how he is going to inspire us. Okay, so I'm going to welcome Hameed and see how we can proceed with this dev talk, which is fifth number. Okay, hello Hameed, how are you?
Hey, Sarthak. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very fine. One more time, happy new year to you.
Thank you so much, and same to you. Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes, happy new year to everyone. So this is your first live session, you told me.
That's right. That's right.
You
You
are
got
coming.
me here.
You are coming to live first time in your life.
That's
So
right.
how you
That's
are
correct.
feeling?
Pretty excited, actually, to have this
that
conversation.
that's really great. Okay, so Hamid, we can start with your introduction. Tell me something about you, and what you do, how was your journey, how you have started, and what you are currently doing, and what is that pudding app you are the CTO and co-founder of. rough. Okay, all
Sure,
up to
sure.
you.
You'll get to know that. Thank you. So, first of all, before I start my introduction, I would like to thank you for having me here, having this conversation. It's like you've mentioned, this is the first time I'm coming live. First time I'm being in a YouTube video. I'm pretty much excited about this. So, so let's get started with that. So, I'm Hameed, and I'm co-founder and CTO of a startup called Pudding. It's basically, just to give a basic intro, it's basically a SaaS platform that helps sales engineers, like sales teams in the enterprise level companies, to perform their pre-sales projects, manage their pre-sales projects in a better and efficient way. That's what it does basically. So in a nutshell, if I have to explain. So that's about the company which I'm working right now. And I take care of the product and engineering initiatives in here. I'm the co-founder of the company, and I take care of all the technology related stuff here.
That's great.
So
So
that's a
yeah,
quick
that's
intro,
nice.
quick version of the intro.
That's great. So, what was your journey like? How you have started? Are you a CS background person, or like, have you ever done any job or freelancing, any kind of thing? So, can you start from your college days and then come to this company?
Sure, sure, definitely. First of all, to start with that, I never had any college days.
Oh,
That's the interesting part here. So
amazing.
I feel so I started my career in 2006, which is pretty early for me, around 16, 17 years of age, in a BPO. That's how it
Oh,
all started. That's my trajectory into the career, straight from unconventional education to starting in a career without college degree or anything as such. So
okay.
I landed in a BPO, and then it was completely unrelated to software development at that point of time, because that was pretty early days, and I had no idea where it is going to take me. So it was like, I just had to
Okay.
do I just had to work, and I started my career in whatever was available to me. I just
Mhm.
want to make most out of it. So that's how it was. That's how this journey started.
Mhm.
And that was a great company. I really met a really good people there. It was a good start, to be honest. And it was, I've
Okay.
learned a really good things there, quite a few things that actually kind of pushed me to the next part of my journey. uh, that was then I got into Sulekha.com in 2007, which was again, it was really early days for internet as we know it today. There was no mobile,
Yeah.
there was no, early days. Basically 2007 is when iPhone got launched in US. And mobile devices were like really rare piece of things that we had, at least with the ones that we are experiencing today, the smartphone, or the YouTube culture. The Twitter was, I think, that was the year it was founded. 2005,
Yeah.
2006.
Correct.
It was pretty early days for the internet. And
Mhm.
Sulekha.com was one of the prominent companies in that space at that point of time.
Exactly.
They're still, they had they were functioning in US and India, in different places at that point of time. It was for it was a great internet based company at that point of time, very early days. And I
Okay.
had the opportunity because of one of my friend who kind of got me in there, and one of the best friend. And so I had the opportunity to join Soleco.com in 2007. and and it was a great company again. And that's when I got slowly got into product development,
Okay.
working technically with developers, engineers, designers, design teams, project managers. It was a whole different world for me at that point of time. Since I was
Correct.
coming from a different background, since I was coming from a BPO background, it was all
Mhm.
talking, it was all conversations at that point of time. But technically, this was really new. But just to kind of give you a few more idea, just to give put some stage here. So it's that
Mhm.
it was not new for me to start coding, because in I started coding in the year of in the age of 12 or 13. that's
Ah,
that's how
that's
that's when I
great.
started
So,
coding my
so
first
what,
HTML page.
what was your first language when you have started at?
HTML.
12.
HTML and CSS. That was my first language I started.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. There
Uh,
was some internet issue.
was there an interruption? Is it any better?
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Let
What
me
was
let
your
me
first
let me
language?
say the let me say the most popular phrase of 2020. Can you hear me?
Hamid, I
I
believe there
think
is some issue with the internet. This happen always with me, so I once again
okay.
have to switch to another internet
All
provider.
right, all right.
So
Sure, sure.
this is actually happening for last uh, three dev talks. So you need
I
just
see.
wait for a minute.
Sure, sure. All right, all right. Yeah, take your time. No problem.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, I'm back. It's
So I was
I
saying,
believe this
let
is
me.
normal thing for me. Every dev talk
That's
this
okay.
happened. Okay,
No,
continue.
that's okay. I think the most popular phrase of 2020 was "Can you hear me?"
Exactly. Exactly. So this happened to us, and
We-
I believe this is going to be the same for 2021.
I guess so. I think we are pretty used to it now.
Exactly.
It doesn't seem odd anymore
Yeah.
to be
So
like that.
you were telling about your first language.
That's correct. So like I've mentioned, so I've started coding in the year of like in the age of 20 like 12 13, and that's when I got into this beautiful language called HTML.
Oh, amazing. That's
So
great.
HTML and CSS were the first language I got my hands on.
So
It
what was the
was
year then? That time?
At that time it was 2002 2003.
Oh my God, 2002, 2003. No Facebook, no YouTube, no social media.
Nothing.
Nothing
I
was there.
remember browsing yahoo.com.
You were yahoo.com. Oh, great.
That
That's
was pretty
really good.
popular back then.
So
We had
you
yahoo.com.
exactly. And the first search engine was Hasta la Vista, I think.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
Hasta Vista. Then
that
it
was the
became
first one.
ask.com.
Yeah,
That's
Hasta
correct.
la Vista.
Ask Jeeves, or I don't know how they pronounce now. Like ask Jeeves,
Yeah.
ask.com.
Yeah, I remember.
Those were
I remember that day. I have opened Hasta la Vista, and it was like I have to search. Where is the search box? It's all filled with advertisement here, there, everywhere. And where is the search box? Where I have to type something?
That's right.
It was
Now
really
that's I think that's why it was
amazing.
called search engine. You had to search the engine itself.
Yeah, you have to search the search box. That's my
Search
search
the
engine.
search bar. you know,
Correct, correct.
it was really fun. I mean, it
Very
was
fun.
really fun at that point of time. It was like kind of we were experiencing something new.
Yeah, it
My
was not
generation.
needed. Yeah, search engines was not need. It was just for fun. So you have to see what will be the result.
That's correct. That's correct. We
Yeah,
had to basically, kind of, we wanted that at that point of time. I think Google got it right at that point of time.
exactly.
Even though Yahoo was a giant company at that point of time in
Mhm.
2002, 2003, they were having all the services. They had
Exactly.
everything in Yahoo, classifieds, everything in Yahoo. It
Mhm,
was
mhm,
like a
mhm.
one place where you find everything. It was a
Everything.
search engine, it was a news, platform, everything. But
Correct.
yeah, I think so that's when it was started. I mean, that's when my passion towards development uh,
Mhm.
started. It
Great.
was there were some books lying around. I was just looking at that. I was kind of trying to do this in my personal computer. Back then we had a personal computer, which was
Okay.
pretty rare at that point of
Yeah,
time.
that's
My
really
father had
great.
the opportunity to have
I had
this.
yeah, I had my first computer at 2000 6. I got that,
Oh.
but at that time there was no internet for that my PC. So
Hmm.
and my first language was Visual Basic. I don't know if you call Visual Basic a language or not, but it
It
was
is.
it was Visual Basic, and creating a simple form was a super big deal. You have a
Hmm.
form, and you can export that into a exe file, and that was pretty amazing thing. Like, you can do something with the computer, and you can create something, and that was the feeling, I believe, bring me back into this IT world after completing my engineering in electrical. Okay,
Great, great.
Hamid, I want to give you an option, and you need to react on that. So,
Okay.
suppose I'm going to give you today $1 million. What's you going
Hmm.
to do with that?
I think I'll
one
reinvest
million dollar.
probably $1 million. Probably I'll reinvest. I'm kind of from the beginning of my company, from these like not 2018, not the pudding I'm talking about. I'm talking about my previous company, which is like,
Mm,
and then I think we have some parts left in my in the intro that we have
yeah.
left behind. It was like after Sulekha.com, with the help of my friend, I co-founded a company which was a web development agency back in
Oh,
2009.
okay, that's
So
great.
I'm coming back to your answer.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do with $1 million.
Yeah.
That feels pretty good, but so let me come to that. So just to give you a little bit background before I answer that question, is that
Mhm.
I started with my with my best friend who got me into Sulekha.com. He is the one who pushed me through really hard to get started on something on my own.
Okay.
And back in 2009, we started our own web development agency. We had a pretty good job at that point of time.
Mm,
Sulekha.com was a
mm,
pretty good company. They were
exactly.
innovating in all the ways possible in the internet. It was like pretty good company. But this person, he actually kind of pushed me really hard that I had to leave everything and
Mhm.
get back on something that I can start. We can start on our own. We can call it
Okay.
something of our own. That was kind of we
Feeling.
wanted to do business. That was kind of a different feeling. Yes, we wanted to do business.
Yeah.
Let it
So
be
you want
a
to
web development
spend
agency.
$1 million into some company, or you want to do some.
I'll probably invest with more people, like more people who are ready to come into
Exactly.
technology, bringing them into technology. That would be
Helping
my
other
goal.
to create something good.
That's right. That's right.
That's great. I believe if I had, then for first few weeks, I will going to just chill and be happy that, oh, I have $1 million. Then I will think about that. What I can
No,
do.
that's. I think that goes without saying, isn't it?
Obviously, that's not a saying thing. Okay, so let's come to the greatest thing of our dev talk, which is a rapid fire round. So what we are
Great.
going to do, I have like 8 questions I have, and maybe later I will make on the spot some other questions. But I'm going
Okay.
to ask you some question, and you don't have to think, you just need to answer quickly as possible. Okay,
Okay.
then after we complete this 8 question, then we will come back to every question and uh, ask the reason behind your answer. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
it's going to be fun.
Slumdog
So,
Millionaire kind of stuff.
sorry.
Slumdog
Sorry.
Millionaire kind of stuff.
The catch is there. You are not going to win anything.
Okay, I can live with that. What happened
Maybe
to the $1 million you talked about?
uh, you have invested.
That was a good answer. All right.
It's gone. You have invested, and you need to wait for that investment to develop.
That's great, as long as it helps people.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
All
So
right.
first question: Mac, Linux, Windows. Which is your favorite?
Mac. Mac.
Oh, very good. Early coding and night coding. Early morning
Uh,
coding and night coding.
Night coding. I'm a night owl myself.
Night owl. Great. Okay, so I don't know about your stack, but I'm going to ask, since you have Laravel community. So Laravel, Node, or any other framework for backend, obviously.
Laravel for sure. Laravel for sure right now. But I'm
We will talk.
not kind of particularly preferent about certain things. We'll talk about that. Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Then coffee, tea, milk, or beer.
All of
Fast.
them.
Oh no, only one. Only one.
If I have to pick only one, probably I'll go with coffee.
Coffee. Okay, that's good. Um, uh, Working on your product or providing some services.
Product for sure.
That's great. And what you want to do generally, like client dealing with the client, or doing technical reviews, like dealing with the codes.
So I like dealing with a client now more than before.
Oh,
I
okay,
can say that.
okay. What's your favorite hosting company, hosting platform, maybe, not a company?
Hosting platform, I would say. I mean, can I
Uh,
choose two or it's just one?
yeah, you can choose anything. One, two, three, four.
It's the most popular is AWS. We all know
AWS,
that.
obviously. Yeah.
But
Then,
apart from that, if I don't get to pick the popular one, probably I'll go with DigitalOcean.
oh, that's great. And finally, Android or iOS?
iOS for sure.
Yeah, I see.
You mean
AirPods.
in the development or the yeah, that's
No,
right.
your personal choice. Your personal
Personal
choice.
device, yeah. iOS for sure. And in both cases, iOS for sure.
That's great. That's great. Okay, so that's done, and I didn't get any on the spot question. So let's get back. So
That's
you
good.
choose you chose Mac. Why? What's the secret behind Mac?
I think it's so I'm like kind of it's I'm a big fan of Steve Jobs.
Oh, that's great.
It's like it's remarkable what he has done
Mhm,
to the
mhm.
entire world, like how he has shaped the entire world with his personal devices and the
Mhm.
products that the company has released. I'm pretty sure there were amazing people working behind those products, but Steve
Obviously.
Jobs was the visionary behind all of these things, and I'm very fond of this person. Two of the people that I get inspired from,
Mhm.
uh, you know two names, big names, I could say, is like one is Steve Jobs, another one is AR Rahman.
A.R. Rahman.
you know that's right.
Oh,
I
that's
love his
totally
music.
all apart. So
That's
why
right.
A.R.
And I
Rahman?
like them for that reason. I like them for both of their reasons. So, for example, Steve Jobs, if you take the vision behind every other decision that he
Exactly.
makes in the product, everything that you experience in the product,
Mhm,
there
mhm.
has been thought process going on in the background.
Correct.
Though he's notorious on his way of handling things,
Exactly.
but I like the way that he presents, the way to be like that, that charm that he has in presenting and
Yeah,
thinking. It's out
his,
of the
his
world.
yeah, his stage presence was really awesome. You just mesmerize. You just like watching a movie. He create like he doesn't present. He uh, envision in your mind. He put the product in your mind first. It's not just
That's right.
showing. So it's
That's
really
right.
awesome. That's great. So obviously
what,
you
what
have
was your what was your favorite moment of Steve Jobs?
a favorite moment.
What is your favorite moment? I mean, you may have some kind of moment that you liked.
Yeah, obviously I have watched all his like presentations, but I really like the way he presented that MacBook in an envelope. MacBook Air, I believe it was the
That's right.
it was the envelope, and he's like, this is our thinnest well, what you are having a you're showing a MacBook, you're showing a tech product inside an envelope. What was the thought process, how he had that? It was really encouraging, and what you can say, it was totally mesmerizing. So at that
Yeah.
point it was like sold, done. I'm having that. I don't know what RAM, what configuration it has. I'm going to have it. It's so
That's right.
sleek. So that was the moment I really like. And in my opinion, my two favorite or inspiring people, obviously Steve Jobs in tech, and another person is APJ Abdul Kalam. He is, once again, he is I say he is because these kind of peoples are
They
always
never
with
go
us.
away.
They never
That's
go
right.
away. So Steve Jobs is a person who, as you said, who always say something, always do something when he had done some research. Same with the ABJ Abdul Kalam. Whatever he had done in his entire life, he had done with a purpose. And whenever he had done something, he like completely justice. And super great person.
That's right.
Okay.
These
Yeah,
kind of people, they really inspire, you know.
really
And you
inspired.
asked why Rahman, and
Yeah, Rafi
that's
Rahman.
so that's it is like I like the nature of of Rahman to be,
Yeah,
music creativity is one thing for sure. I
that's
don't know
correct.
how he is still relevant after 20 25 years in industry. He's still relevant today. You can
Exactly.
still listen to his songs and feel that you are your youth in you.
Exactly.
He's still relevant in the age of 50
Correct.
52, and it's like it's
I
amazing
like
how
about
he
A.R.
achieved that.
Rahman music is like he hold you with the music, not with the word, not with the chorus or anything. He just hold you with the music. There are some
It's just the
uh,
instrumentals doing the magic.
just the instrumental things going on, and he's just playing things, and you just have to listen that. It was really mesmerizing and amazing.
That's
And he is also a very techie person. He do
Yes,
all his songs in iPad. He had
that's right.
latest apps in his
That's right.
iPad,
That's
and
correct.
really great. He's very techie.
In one of his interviews, I like kind of understood that he has mentioned in one of his interviews, if he was, I mean, if he were not given this chance of being a musician, he would have become an engineer.
Oh, that's great. Proud to be engineer. Okay, let's move to the next one, which is early morning, late night. You chose late night.
A late night,
Why not
because
morning? It's a good thing.
it is a good thing, but i- night creates some kind of a calm feeling in a
Yeah,
that
right.
helps me focus more, and that's how it has been from my childhood. And
Uh,
I think it's
Everybody
a
is
genetic
sleeping.
thing.
No, no one
Probably.
is, no one is there for you to disturb. Everybody is
That's
sleeping,
right.
and you have all.
And when you code, when you do this kind of work, which is like highly, you require a high focus, deep work kind of thing, right? So when you do that, and you need that focus. And what, by the way, what are you? I mean, are you a night owl or a morning lark,
Uh,
or early
uh,
bird as they
let's
call?
say for before 3 or 4 months, I was obviously night person. Like
Mhm.
I start coding at 11, and sometime it was like 4 a.m. I was coding. But then for last 2 3 months, I have decided to totally shift, and start doing things early morning. So I wake up, and then I go for gym or walk or running. Then
Oh,
I
that's
read
good.
books, and then there's a schedule I have created for myself, so that I stick with that schedule. And I always prefer to code as early as possible, because
Mhm.
obviously it's actually the same thing. In the night, you don't nobody is there to disturb you. Early morning,
Mhm.
nobody is there to disturb you. In the
How
night,
early do you start?
uh, I wake up at 6 generally.
Oh, okay.
And that
Hmm.
obviously change. But if I have to code, I start with 7, so 7 to
Hmm.
8 maybe. So
Hmm.
that time after 8, things are started in the world, and you just so it for 1 hour was like amazing. So
That's
this
right.
is,
That's right.
but obviously
But I think that's
no developer is completed without night coding. Obviously I have to do sometime.
no. It's not only out of necessity that I moved into a night, because I think
Exactly.
from my childhood been working in the, it's like it's something like I have practiced that way.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
I'm not able to change it, even though I try to. I'm not able to change it.
Yeah.
Something in the night feels like you have unlimited amount of time to work on something, and in the
Uh,
morning you just have 1 hour to do.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So
This is actually correct. And in the night, you will have like 4 or 5 hour stretch. You cannot do that
that's right.
in morning.
In the
Yeah, that's.
morning.
I actually read a book called Miracle Morning, and that actually just changed my mind to start things as early as possible. So maybe after this winter goes, and in the summer, I will move that time from 6 to maybe 5:30 or later, earlier, obviously. So we will see. I highly recommend that book to
That's
you also if you
No,
are a
actually,
book person.
I have interestingly, I've read that book already,
Oh,
and
that's
that
great.
made me, that like actually kind of pushed me to kind of start early in the morning. I in fact tried starting in the morning for a while, actually,
Mhm.
for a couple of months consistently,
Oh,
and then
great.
life happened. I had to go back
Back to the
to
normal.
back to the normal. That's how it was. So.
Okay, let's move to the next one. Laravel node. You chose no Laravel. Sorry. So obviously, I don't want to ask anything why Laravel because I know why Laravel, but I want to hear from you why Laravel. What thing
So
excite you about Laravel?
So I picked Laravel because it's easy to get started. I think
Mm.
that's something everyone in this industry who actually tried Laravel would agree. It's
Correct.
something which is pretty easy, smooth to get started, even if you are coming from a background like a front end development background, right? You just know HTML and CSS. You just get started and you just start using Laravel for a while. You toy around with it, and you get to know the ins and outs of it by just kind of using it. It's like it's friendly for people who are getting started, and it's also
Mhm.
friendly for people who are really advanced, like in the queuing system and
Exactly.
the advanced part that it has. So it is like kind of it covers the end to end of the spectrum.
Correct.
And this is my personal choice because I had to choose, but I would say I don't have any preference over the framework. It's
Mhm.
I think the technically, if you are talking about programming, it's more about the concept and the logic and the things that you uh, the principles that you follow in terms of programming, the way
Yeah.
that you
So
code is what
yeah.
matters.
How you choose a backend language? Like, suppose you have to create a product, then how you choose the backend language?
I think so. We always have a default choice, right? I mean, it's like when we are starting to work on something, we always have a default choice. My default choice is Laravel, PHP
Ah,
Laravel. That's
exactly.
where I
Correct.
get started, right?
Mhm.
Just to keep things lean, when
Mhm.
you're working on a product, and by building around like 300, 400 plus projects, by working on 400 different
My
web
God.
development projects so far since 2009. One thing I've learned is that you have to keep the development lean. So lean and clean is what
Yeah.
that's
Very
it.
nice.
So
But,
like you start with something pretty basic.
mhm.
There's nothing in this in the technology that PHP or Laravel cannot do. People usually have this you usually have this notion of saying that PHP is dead, and they find this new language Node and Deno or JS as a pretty interesting ones, and that's they call it the language of the future. That's how it is going to go, and we are not going to jump the ship on at this moment. We don't want to start with PHP. We don't want to try Laravel or things like that. A lot of negative things around
Mhm.
PHP. We all
Exactly.
know because we are in the community, right?
Mhm.
But I can tell you one thing: it's not gonna go away anytime. We still, like I still know a person who writes COBOL as a language. Have you heard of
That's
COBOL?
amazing.
I just heard, but
Yeah, I heard about that. I've never worked on that, but I even don't know what it can do. but
me neither.
but as you said, there are people who are earning good amount of money with that.
That's right.
Um,
That's right. There
I
are some
think
legacy technology.
language doesn't language never die actually. It's like
That's right.
perception, or it's all about perception. And whenever I got this question, like people say, will I should I start with the PHP, or is PHP is down, or is Laravel, what's the future of Laravel? These are the question I always get, and I will always say, like, don't think about the language, think about the people or the company who are using this. If you think, if you say that Laravel or PHP will die for like 4 or 5 years, or maybe 1 year or 2 year, think about what's going to happen with the WordPress, what's going to happen with Laravel, Killer Otwell, obviously, what's going to happen with Facebook, because it's still Facebook uses PHP. What's going to
PHP.
happen with the Slack? As we all know, Slack is having backend with PHP. So
PHP. That's right.
if these company are using this technologies, that's never going to die. Maybe, yeah, big other languages or framework will come, but these things will never die. So you don't have to worry about what's going to happen with your job.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Like you have mentioned, one good point I can again rephrase is that
Yeah.
the reason why I like Rahman again, it brings that portion here,
Correct.
is that keeping yourself relevant.
Hmm.
You have to. I mean, it's like people always choose sides with the framework or with the language, which is not healthy. If you think
Hmm.
about it from the programmer's perspective, you have to
Correct.
try. I like Laravel, but that does not mean that I shouldn't try Node or any other
Exactly.
language or
Correct.
any other framework. We should try that, and we should use the right tools for the right purpose.
Exactly.
That's how we build amazing things.
Hmm. I always try to explain people like that these language framework, every language, every framework has its own purpose. It's
That's
not like Python is competing with Java. Python has its
that's
own
right.
targeted task or problem solving skill. Java has its
That's
own,
correct.
PHP has its own. So these are not these languages are not for the competition, these are for supporting and making things easier for you. So you have to
That's right.
master one, but have the knowledge of other things also. So just pick
That's correct.
one thing wherever you want to master. So I want to master something, so I just take that language or framework, I just put my like 2 or 3 years for that, and then once I
Mhm.
master that, I can move into anything, because I just have to know the syntax. I don't have to
That's
get the exact
that's correct.
everything, because I
Conceptually,
already
it's
know.
all the same.
Conceptually, everything is same. If I want to move into Django or Node, I just need 1 week maximum to understand the
That's
logic
correct.
and packages and community. That's done, because I have mastered one thing, Laravel. So that's I
Right.
think the secret behind learning.
That's correct.
Okay,
That's correct.
let's move to the next one, which is very personal, common thing: coffee, tea, milk, beer. You said everyone, but you also chose one, which was coffee. My
Okay.
memory is great.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. All right.
So tell me about this thing. You first choose everything. Why?
Mhm.
Uh,
Everything,
yeah.
because I like tea. I
Okay.
have I like tea because I'm being in India.
Yeah,
I don't think
Indian
you
beer.
can hate tea for sure.
I don't have. I have never tasted tea like for
Mhm.
like 5 or 10 years. I was in college maybe. Then I have tea, but after that I have never had tea.
How
So I'm
come is
not.
that possible? I don't think is that. Yeah.
I really
It's
hate
pretty.
tea. I don't know why.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. Now that people have preferences, like personal choices,
So
obviously.
exceptions are always there.
Exceptions are always there. That's right. That's right.
You have
But
to
from the
catch the exception.
try and catch probably.
Try and catch. Yeah.
That's right.
So obviously tea is done because you are Indian. Coffee obviously because you are a programmer. That's I
That's
think the
right.
prettiest
You have
answer.
answered it for me.
Yeah. But now
Thank you.
the biggest question: why milk?
Milk, I think, was a neutral choice because it was like it's kind of a neutral. Nowadays, I don't like milk. to be honest with you. I picked all of them because occasionally I drink milk, but nowadays no plain vanilla milk
I
doesn't
really
work out
love
anymore.
I really love milk.
Oh,
Whenever you say
okay.
Sarthak, you have to. Do you want to drink milk? Yeah, ready. Obviously, with
Okay, that's good.
Bonvita.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, and final beer.
Weird.
It's party thing. I think
It's a party thing, obviously.
it's a
Whenever
party
we
thing.
feel good, it's a party thing.
Yes, yes, that's great. Okay, any other thing, or what kind of tea or maybe coffee you want? Like there are different kind of flavors and types of coffee or
I,
milk
I
or
like
tea.
exploring different kind of coffees and teas in my
So
day-to-day. So
which
it's
which one
like
is your favorite?
my favorite so far in the coffee is espresso.
Okay.
It's strong, wakes you up, just like
Yeah,
that. Sometimes you have
exactly.
to be, let's say if you have to be awake, there's no other option. You have to go for
Best option.
espresso. Best option, right?
Correct, correct.
That's a coffee
Okay, next,
magic, like you've
yeah,
mentioned.
exactly. Next one is making a product and providing service. You chose product. So obviously, from your journey, it was obvious answer. But why product? What excites you about this thing?
Now, I have been in the service industry as well as in the product industry. Service industry for a long while, for about 11 years,
Oh,
since
that's great.
2009. I've started my
That's
own
great.
web development agency. That's
Uh,
service business, as
yeah,
you mentioned,
obviously.
right? So
Yeah.
I've been long term in the service business. Both have their own pros and cons. Obviously, product and service, if you take.
Exactly.
But I think I am liking the product approach more because it
Mhm.
helps us think more creatively in terms
Correct.
of providing solutions. And
Hmm.
creative, I mean, by creative, it's creative is again a subjective word. Even in the service business, you get to work on different kind of project. Again, it will help you
Uh, mm,
be more creative compared to product, because in product you just work on one particular thing, you focus on one particular problem, right? But it's like T-shape, that's what they call, right? The T-shape kind of thing. When you are working in the service, you broaden your skill set, you broaden your network, you broaden your exposure to
exactly.
things, right?
Yeah.
But when you are working on the product, you go deep into one problem. You keep thinking about one problem. You just try to do something really good about that problem. Come up with a really good solution that can
That's
solve that problem. That's the part which I like the most
that's
about the
great.
product. Going
That's,
deep, understanding the problem,
mm,
you know,
mm.
in the better way.
I feel the same thing. Working on a product is like you dig into one thing and you totally understand the core of if you talk about the tech part, if you talk about the problem part, so you just go deeper, deeper, deeper. And uh, one thing I also like if you're working on a product and I have to give a border, like something I'm designing. I have to give a border, and the border has to be 30% darker. So I just
Mhm.
put 2 or 3 hours to make it that perfect 30% darker or lighter, whatever
That's
it is.
right.
But in,
That's right.
in service, you don't have to care about that. Do it, complete it, finish it, ship it,
Finish it off and move into next. That's
move
right.
into the next thing, complete it. So
That's right.
I feel like uh, doing things with perfection is a good, and that you can only do in a product. In service, you can't do that full perfection, and you never have to do that because that's not the task, that's not your job.
That's
So
that's
that's
right.
why I'm working,
But
actually
one
I'm working
interesting thing.
on, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
sorry.
Sure.
I'm working on a tool like social media automation tool, and recently I
I
have
see.
started that. So
Oh, great.
that was the same example for 30% darker or lighter border.
That's
Yesterday
great.
I spent 2 hours on that.
That's good.
So, and choosing which icon to put, that's a different thing. Having a different icon, and this icon, or this icon. I'm deciding. Let's try everyone first. This first
That
one, second one. No, no, no. First one was good, so let's switch it back. So
this is
that's
this is a classic example of the developer dilemma.
developer dilemma.
That's it.
It's really fun actually when you work on any product. That's great. Okay, that's really amazing. And next one is client dealing and technical review. Why client dealing? You choose client dealing.
So when you like you have given in a nutshell what service business does to us, right?
Exactly.
I mean, when you have to like struggle with the clients, get things done, hand it over to them, move on to the next one. It's kind of
Exactly.
always feels like a rapid fire round.
Rapid fire round.
You just have
Don't
to
think
answer
about
a few
anything.
quick questions. Don't think about anything, just answer them, get it
Yes.
done, and move on. That's
Move
how it
on.
feels, right, in the service business.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
And at that point of time I liked coding more because that helped me understand uh, more about the nature of the code, the way we
Hmm.
can make it perfect. And you always get in the best part about the service business is you always get the second chance.
Exactly.
If you can't
Yeah.
do a good job in the first project, you can do it in the second or the
Second.
third or the
Mm.
fourth or so on, right? You
Yeah.
always kind of you keep starting new things. And
Mhm.
if you are a starter like me, you'd love more than more than anything, right? Because you keep starting things. But I think
Exactly.
the product is more about finishing stuff. You have to complete, you have to get things around. I mean, we
Exactly.
can talk all day about our obsessive the OCDs, the obsession about 30% darker and 40% darker. But I think
Exactly.
it's in both of these cases, in service and in the product, though it may differ, the approach may differ as slightly, but
Hmm.
the both of this requires the completion mindset. You have to be a finisher to get things done. That's obviously the thing. I think I can't agree with you more on being perfect and trying to perfect thing, going deeper. But
But
the
that's not
reason I
correct.
like client, that's
That's
it is like to an extent, if you keep it
yeah.
balanced, it is healthy, I would
That's
say.
correct. Yeah, but because if you go on full perfection, you're never going to finish your product. You're never going to finish your MVP.
No, no, that's right. That's right. That's
That's
the
great.
you can never complete anything if you just have the perfection mindset.
Exactly.
You just have to. But there are somewhere. I mean, there's something which we cannot avoid. It's the developer's mindset, which we cannot definitely avoid. You always have to keep things tidy, keep things clean. Then when you get into that, it's really
Yes.
difficult to come out of that perfection mindset. So
Not only on
as
the
long as
front,
we can keep it balanced.
yeah, not only on the designing part, like you always want to try to clean your code. You always want to do a refactoring, whether there's a scope or not. You just think, should I do a refactor on that? Should I extract it?
That's right.
Every time you
That's
feel like that.
every time, every
Every
every other line of code we feel like, should it be like this or
exactly.
that,
uh,
or
true
is there any
programmer.
better new way? True programmer.
True
Or
programmer.
sometimes we go on a hunt, kind of we go on a research spree.
Hmm.
Like we just
Yeah,
think
exactly.
about one line of code, see if there is any better way to kind
Better
of
way,
get this
exactly,
thing done.
correct.
How are these people are doing it in Ruby?
That's
How are
the
these
thing. That's the
you know
thing.
that's something which kind of kept me
I was
awake a lot of
yeah, I
nights.
was working on a project, and it was just for my personal website, and I was coding on that level. Then my friend, he is a Node person. He work for Node,
Hmm.
and I
Hmm.
asked him, how you manage your queue workers. Okay,
Hmm.
he told me that Laravel has a better queue worker system. Why you are asking me? I just want to know how you manage things. What's the difference between your and Laravel's approach? Is it same? Is it different? Or which one is good? Which one is, why you are asking it? No, no, just for the knowledge. So it's like
That's
exploring things, and getting like which one is good. It's like programmer's mind always.
that's
That's
the true
great.
nature of programmers, I guess.
True nature of programmer. Okay.
I call it curiosity. The curiosity is
Huh.
is a required skill, probably, to be
That's
to
good.
be more
But if you don't have
efficient.
that spark of knowing things, then I feel you never going to proceed to different things. You will stuck on one thing always, because
That's right.
that actually the thing give you the information about something new.
That's correct.
Because
That's correct.
sometime you are talking about something and something else came out from there, and you like, oh, that's the thing, I should learn that. So
That's
these
correct.
kind of
That's correct.
things. Okay, let's move to the
I always
next
say this
part. Okay, yeah,
to every
sorry.
people.
Hmm.
I always kind of share this particular thing. Say this to everyone I meet is that junior developers especially who are getting started is
Hmm.
that you have to be curious and open minded.
Correct, always.
These are just two skills that can take you you know places.
Hmm.
That's something which you have to have. Otherwise, don't choose this profession. Try something else. Try which one works for you. But if you want to be a true developer, if you have to be sustaining in the industry, keep
Hmm.
yourself relevant, then curiosity and open-mindedness is going to be helping you a lot.
Great. Okay, next one. I'm going to skip this hosting one. I will ask it after that. So Android and iOS. Before asking this one, obviously you chose iOS, obviously because of Steve Jobs. I want to know how many Apple devices you have.
Let me count.
Yeah, obviously. You have, I know you have lots of. So obviously
That's right.
iPhone. Let's
That's
start
right.
iPhone.
I personally, I'll start with my desktop. That's the first device
Okay,
I got.
iMac.
iMac. That's my favorite desktop ever.
Oh, yeah,
iMac. I have iMac. I have MacBook Pro.
Pro,
I have iPhone 11,
iPhone,
and I have AirPods,
AirPods. Yeah, good.
and I have Apple Watch.
Apple Watch. Oh, that's good. iPad.
Except iPad. Except
Yeah,
iPad. That's something which I'm planning to get
you
this
didn't
year.
feel.
One
Okay, you're
resolution.
planning. Then after that, you will be true Apple lover. You still are, but
Yeah,
that will be
I would say that would complete the lineup probably.
that will complete the lineup. Correct. I just have two
That's
iPhone and Mac, but I'm planning to have the iWatch, and
right.
I can feel
I
the
mean, if you are
need
focusing
for.
on the health nowadays, you said
Yeah,
you
exactly.
are walking
Exactly
and
for
doing all
that,
those
for
fitness
that
stuff.
one. Uh,
It's it's an amazing device. You should get it.
exactly. For monitoring the everything like on your body. That's really
That's
great.
right.
And I don't feel the need for iPods. I don't know. I have the earphones and the things.
I think you have to experience it once.
Really?
You have to.
Okay. Okay.
It's
I
such
should.
an
So
amazing device.
is it a simple one or it's a pro one?
I have the Pro one.
Yeah. So what's the difference between pro and the normal one?
The noise cancellation.
Oh, okay. So you
So
have to spend how much for noise cancellation? Just
like
for the
it's
noise cancellation.
just for the noise cancellation, you'll be paying more like 10K more than the regular
Oh my god.
AirPod.
10K rupees, obviously.
Yeah, obviously that's right.
Okay, so final one, web hosting service. You chose AWS. Obviously, that's a obvious choice. Obviously, obvious choice.
Most popular
Uh,
choice, I guess.
yeah, most popular choice. What's other? You chose, I think, DigitalOcean. Yeah. So
DigitalOcean. That's right.
when DigitalOcean and when AWS?
When like the DigitalOcean is a default choice for me if I'm getting
Okay.
started with a project.
Okay.
As long as we don't need a lot of services playing
Mhm,
around, right? We don't want to
mhm.
get into more technical stuff initially. We just want to focus on building things. Then
Exactly.
DigitalOcean is the place because it gives you their pricing is pretty simple, their
Mhm.
setup is pretty simple. They can help you get started immediately. That's
Correct.
it's pretty instant, right? But AWS is a beast.
Oh,
It's
really?
like yeah, it's like an ocean. I mean, when you get into that, you have so many services, so many amazing things. Again, for curious minds like us, it's very
Mhm.
difficult to kind of control our OCD, control our curiosity, not to look
Exploring
at things,
everything.
exploring everything. So I try to avoid that initially.
Uh,
But when you want to truly kind of scale and go
mhm.
completely cloud native, Nowadays you have a lot of other competitors. For example, the IBM is there, Microsoft Azure is there, and you have Google GCP
Google.
products there. But I think I still feel Amazon is something pretty stable, you know, in
I
terms
feel
of infra.
the real competitor of AWS is Azure, because I have my friend. He's working in a super big company who manages the database and like networking part of big companies, and he told me
Hmm.
that his company is going to shift from AWS to Azure for
Hmm.
some obvious reason. I don't know about that, but
Hmm.
the real competitor is AWS. Sorry, Azure for AWS.
That's correct. Azure.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
Microsoft is doing amazing thing on that.
They already have this infra of people using Windows platforms
Mhm.
from a very long time, and I think they
Exactly.
are trying to capitalize on that. So I think that's why they're becoming successful, and they're trying to uh, hit the market with a service nature now.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
Satya Nadella, he has
Satya
changed a lot.
Satya
He is
Nadella, I think,
amazing.
changed the
Yeah,
perception of Microsoft. Previously, it
that's
was
right.
like everybody know Microsoft because of Windows, nothing else.
That's correct.
But
That's
nowadays,
correct.
because of Satya Nadella, it's like totally changed. Developer know because of GitHub and the acquisitions and the VS Code. Other people know obviously about Windows, and DevOps people know about Azure. Future, we have AR/VR. They are working
That's right.
hardly on the AR/VR thing, and
That's right.
nowadays people know about Microsoft Teams.
That's correct.
so
Yeah, yeah,
so
it's
much
became pretty
of it,
popular.
he had like changed the way people was looking at the Microsoft Office. It was totally
That's correct.
drastically changed.
That's
And
that's a huge
yeah,
change.
the huge change. And Satya Nadella is like visionary. Like I feel like this who's the Google one, Sundar Pichai.
Sundar.
Sundar Pichai. Pichai is a straightforward person. Like, this is what we are going to do. This is what we are doing. Take it. And Satya
Yeah,
Nadella is
that's right.
like, we are doing something. You will know after some year, after 2, 3, five
That's right.
year, you will get to know automatically. I don't have to tell you.
That's
It's
correct. That's
really
correct.
great.
I think that they've got it. They've learned a few things from Apple, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Yes,
Because about the secrecy, Apple is notoriously secret about their stuff.
correct. They are totally. Oh, so how you like the M1 Mac, new Mac?
No, the one that I have is not the M1. I
Okay.
got this last year, so I'm
Uh,
thinking of getting a new one probably next year or so, depending on how my MacBook Pro is. I mean, the good part about these Apple devices, they're durable. They're like long term use.
Long
Even
term,
if we
correct.
have to, I mean, you have to be a true fanboy to change things every year, or otherwise you don't have to. You don't
Otherwise,
have the necessity to change it.
I really like
This
the
can still go.
iPhone. Yeah, I really like iPhone, not just because of the brand name and things. I like because if you are buying iPhone 12, you will get the same interface, same OS. I have an iPhone 7. I will get the same
That's
thing,
correct.
just the
That's
difference of
right.
the hardware. You will get everything
The
for
stability.
every customer you have. So that's the pretty awesome thing. That's
That's right.
great,
That's right.
great.
No, I think that's the stability. That's kind of user experience that they're
Hmm.
creating. Is they are the leaders. I think when we are working on, especially when we are working on product, you
Mhm.
cannot not be inspired by Apple products.
Exactly.
It's really hard to it's really hard to not notice Apple's effort
Mhm.
in designs, and they take care of every other detail, every small detail in the stuff. So
Correct.
it's like it's amazing how they have got it. It's like being this perfect and shipping is we know, right? We personally know how difficult it is to be perfect and ship. So it
We
is it is amazing
damn
that they're doing
perfect.
something.
Like, they are totally great. I heard about M1. It has a tremendous battery backup, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
12, more
And
than
great
12 or
performance.
18 with a great performance. It's like people are
With a
saying
great
that
performance.
i7 performance with the M1.
i9 performance in some cases.
i9. Okay.
It surpasses i9 in some cases actually.
That's a really insane thing.
It's
Amazing,
insane.
amazing. That's great.
People are still
Okay,
wondering
so
how.
yeah, always we always think about that. Okay, so next, maybe final thing. We just have 5 minutes left. It's not left, but
Mhm.
we want to cover it.
It's like something. Hmm.
Yeah. So last thing is, what are you still learning new technologies, new languages or framework, or you just focus on your work, yeah, like your CTO work? Or if you are learning, then what approach you take?
So to answer this, probably I'll have to give you my background a little bit.
Yeah,
So
sure.
almost all of the things that I have learned so far like almost all came through self learning.
That's amazing.
Pretty
Same.
unconventional way of learning,
Same with
right?
me.
Yeah, I mean most of us basically,
Yeah, most of us. Yeah.
right? So this is like, so one thing that you will learn during your learning process is that you can never stop learning,
Oh,
right? I mean, you
word is
cannot,
word.
that's just not possible. Right? So you cannot stop learning, you keep learning new things. You just have to know when to kind of how to balance it so that it does not affect your performance in the work, or how it does not affect your day-to-day work
Mm-hmm.
that you have to take in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's always learning. Even in the work, even in the job, you
Correct.
learn a lot of stuff. Even for me, there are huge set of things that I can learn today, right? So nowadays I'm learning less of programming languages and the frameworks. I'm more into the concepts, infrastructure level concepts, and
High
more
level
into the
concept.
development
Mm-hmm.
methodologies, engineering management, product management as such.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a whole different world. And this
Yeah.
answers the other question also. You asked me why client interactions now, right?
Yeah.
So the client
Yeah.
interaction feels really good when you do a product, when you present it to the customer and they come up with a feedback. And that's why I
Correct.
love it now, right?
Yes. Yes.
There is no other person can tell you how good or how bad the product is apart from
Mm.
your customers, right? And they are the ones who are using it. You're building it for them.
Mm, exactly.
So it's really important for you to listen to the customer feedback and act upon it. It's more like I've mentioned in the other tweet, it's feedback driven development. It's
Correct.
FDD.
Yes, yes. There's
Yeah.
a
So
term in lean startup book, and that is like, uh, no, I forgot that. But it's like, it's like, build, ship, and repeat. It's like
that's
build,
correct.
ship, and repeat. So you get the feedback, and then you build it, then you ship it, and then
That's
you
right.
repeat it. This is the
That's the
cycle.
cycle.
So that's
That's the cycle.
actually feedback driven. So same
Feedback
thing.
driven
Yeah,
approach of
that's
development. So that's why
exactly.
more client related stuff. And coming back to your original question, learning, right? So I am still
Exactly.
learning a lot of things
Yeah.
from my team, from external sources, obviously, inspiring people like you.
Correct.
I have one question for you at the end. i'll
Sure,
i'll,
sure.
I'll wait for that. I
Sure,
have one question for
obviously.
you.
Yeah.
It's a pretty important one, I'll tell you.
Oh, that's great.
that's
I'm
uh,
excited.
that's like I inspire a lot of people. I understand their journey. I get inspired from a lot of people,
Mhm.
learn from their understandings. I read a lot of books, a lot of blogs, a lot of micro things, a lot of videos.
Oh,
I'm a
great.
consumer, than the creator. You wouldn't have. I mean, this is my first YouTube video that I'm joining. You wouldn't have seen me in anything, creating apart from my businesses and working on
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
projects.
Hmm.
Uh, Not a lot of social, like not a lot of like social media activities either. But I'm a consumer myself. I'm an introvert by nature. I'm a consumer myself. I consume a lot of things. But that itself is like, I think it's good. You consume a lot of good stuff, and you bring some really good stuff into this world. You develop something really amazing by consuming a lot of good stuff. You should set your
Without,
bars high. You should,
without consuming, you
just
cannot create or you cannot provide value, because you don't know what
that's right.
where the audience is, what they want, and what's the problem exist. If you consume
That's
things
right.
from people, then you
That's
will
correct. That's correct.
know the problem. Then you obviously
Obviously,
solve.
obviously, that's
Okay.
obvious. I think
Yeah. Yeah. One more thing, it just came in my mind. Two things. Like
Mhm.
first, let's talk about what's in your opinion will be the technology of future. There are lots of technology talking from blockchain, AR, VR, machine learning, AI, and IoT. And if I forgot something, you can
Mhm.
mention. What's your vision?
Robotics,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, robotics. So what will be the future of technologies? So if
I
someone
think this
if
is
someone or maybe if you said you want to spend $1 million in a startup or in a company, so what kind of company that could be?
okay. So I'll tell you a few things which I think which was going to be relevant in the future is that the sustainable technology in a
Mm,
way it's a mix of all these things that
all
we are seeing today. I think these things are built separately as separate
uh-huh.
things like the
Yeah,
AI, ML, and the machine learning part, the artificial intelligence part, and then the robotics, then the IoTs. These are built as separate things today. The AR, VR, and all that.
exactly.
And I think that will be combined into multiple
In the
things
future. Hmm.
in the future, and it will become one of the few things that we are going to see in the future. For example, take a look at the self-driving cars, right? It's a
Yeah,
mix of IoT, it's a mix of AI, it's a mix of ML. It's always the
correct.
hybrid approach, and it is sustainable. If you look
Correct.
at Tesla cars, right?
Yeah.
It's energy based. It doesn't use fuel. It's like
Mm,
completely electrical vehicle,
mm,
right? Sustainable, but at
mm.
the same time they use technologies to complement the nature of the product. It's like that's how it is going to be, is what I feel. It's going to be a mix of, there's no one thing which will kind of take us further. It's all of these things that we are building today is what will take us further. Because I remember people talking about Python years ago. I mean, one interesting fact I can tell you right now is that in my early days before I started even working, I started with HTML and CSS. Then I moved on to I learned ASP.NET.
So ASP.NET.
ASP
Uh,
basically to start with. At
just
that
ASP.
point of
Okay.
time, ASP was the first thing that introduced by Microsoft. So
Yeah.
then it's like at that point of time, people were talking about Flash as a technology, the
Yeah.
animation and stuff, right? So Flash sites were the fad of those days. Every other big company, they have Flash websites just to keep things interactive, things
Then
like
comes
that.
Steve
And
Jobs.
exactly.
Killed the
Yeah,
Flash.
thanks to Steve Jobs. He flashed the flash basically. So
He flashed the Flash. Yeah, exactly.
so that's
Yeah,
that's kind
correct.
of that's how it started. I mean, when we look at the
Hmm.
past, it's not one thing that led us here of what
Hmm.
we are doing today. It's combination of things. ASP is still there, ASP.NET is still there, you have PHP, WordPress still there. Python back in the day was a simple language,
No,
right?
it's the
But
best language.
now see how like trends have changed, right? I mean, now people are going behind. They are behind. They're like trying to compete with Python, the technology space. And people who are getting started in the technology, they always want to start with Python now because of
Correct.
the machine learning opportunities you have and things like that. And I think
Mm.
this is how it is going to be. It's going to be combination of things,
Okay.
one thing leading to another, combination of things. And more on the AI/ML side, whatever kind of takes reduces the effort, whatever automates.
Mhm.
The robotics taking, I think, probably will take uh, one one more, like that would be the next kind of devices we are going to see. you
And
know
what about the blockchain technology? Any thought on that?
I'm not so fond of blockchain or BTC as such. Not sure why, but
Bitcoin is
again,
booming nowadays.
Bitcoin is going through the roof now.
Crazy. It's
But
like crazy.
I'm a little bit skeptical about the centralized way, the nature of data, because you need to have some kind of management there to keep things organized and
Yeah, but there is a layer over that centralized application. So there is a
Mm-hmm.
layer of control. Like companies are building things, so basically they are decentralized, but over that they have a layer of companies, so they are actually having control over that. So there's a combination nowadays. And if you talk me like what will be the future, I would say obviously these things, robotics, IoTs, these are actually implemented nowadays. You
That's
can
right.
see the future nowadays, as you said, the example of self-driven car. Self-driven car is giving you the example that this is the future. But after
That's right.
that, after 10 years, you will see the magic of blockchain, because blockchain is going to change the world. It's going to eat that banking system. It's going, if implemented correctly, it's going to change the way people, way every country have that voting system. Because if that blockchain came into the voting system, that will be the fair voting, and nobody will going to change it.
That's right.
But I know,
That's right.
I doubt the politicians will going to add that.
That's
so,
yeah.
so in my
That's
opinion,
right.
blockchain will be the future.
So
But
you want me to
yes,
invest my $1 million into blockchain?
not 1 million, obviously. I would say 50% you need to invest in Bitcoin, because
Okay.
Bitcoin currently I think it's a
Mm-hmm.
$32,000, and it will, maybe the end of 2021, it will cross 50k.
I
It's
see.
going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. On 16th November, one person from South Africa told me that, hey bro, I'm going to give you a gift. Like, on 15th I had my birthday, and 16th he messaged me, I want to give you a birthday gift. I said, okay, what you
I
want?
see.
I
Okay.
want to give you some crazy thing. I said, what?
Mm-hmm.
Say, I want to give you some bitcoins. I said, I don't know how
Oh,
to get bitcoin, I don't have any account anywhere. So he helped me to create a bitcoin blockchain.com website
wonderful.
account, and
Wonderful.
he gifted me $50 as in bitcoin.
I see.
Okay.
As in Bitcoin.
On 16th of November, now that
Mm-hmm.
$50 has turned to $90
Oh,
from
okay. Just in
16th
matter of
November,
days.
matter of days or month. So
Hmm.
that's the that's the power. So maybe later it will go more high. But never, you never predict the future, what's going to
That's
happen.
right. That's right. That's
That's
right.
great. So
Yeah.
that's Hamid. I think we need to end it. But before ending, you
Sure.
were having some questions for me.
I
So
have.
yes,
Yeah, I definitely
yes,
have.
I'm totally ready.
Definitely, definitely. I think this will
Yeah.
help the people who are watching this as well. I think not just me. I think just for the community's sake. I think
Yep. Sure. Sure.
I was when I was like invited to this, I was just thinking, what can I ask Sarthak? And I want to ask. I mean, that was not really hard choice for me to choose that question, because it was
Okay.
already in back of my mind, right? I've been like following you on Twitter, and you do a lot of research on bitcoins, and recently I think you've done Bitcoin research, and the blockchain technology.
Yeah.
You go into Node, you go into React, Laravel, and some new technologies, Dino, and you explore a lot of stuff, right?
Yes.
And and you also work on some cool courses, projects. Not just exploring, you create something out of it, so you can help people,
Yes.
which is pretty good, and we are thankful for that. We're grateful to have you in the community for sure. But how do you do this? That's my question. How do you
Oh
keep
God.
yourself sane? How do you keep yourself sane, organized, so disciplined that you wake up at 6 o'clock, go for jogging, go for gym? I've been lately seeing your videos from your walk, I guess, right? At
Yeah.
the end of
I
your
just.
walk, you usually do those videos, and you do dev talks. It's just like
Okay. It's
I mean,
it
if you have
look.
something like a series, like something like a secret, twin or
Yeah.
something, you have to tell us right away.
I'm going to share with you. But first thing I want to tell you that everything looks so organized from outside. Everything looks so great from outside. But I bet you, reality is that it's not. I have lots of days of low days. Like there are many days I didn't feel like doing anything. I feel like why I'm doing this. Sometimes I feel like whether I'm doing this dev talk for good or bad, people are going to watch or not. Everything happened, but what I have learned from my experience, from my career, is like you have to do things. Don't think about is it good, bad, people are going to watch it or not. Just do it. Then comes the variety of things. I really want to explore things, and as you said, I'm working on things because I have the time. I'm doing these things full time. I don't have any job. I don't have any freelancing project. So that's my job. Okay. So my job is to provide values, to provide courses. So that's what I'm doing for earning. And whenever I get bored from that, creating the videos and doing these kind of things, I just do something else. And whatever I do, I share with the people. So this, I think, happened with everyone. Suppose, let's take your example. If you are going to talk with, if you have a meeting with your client, it will be good if you just share your opinion that, hey people, today I'm going to have a client meeting. You don't have to share everything. Okay, you just say that, okay, there is a meeting. When the meeting is finished, then you came one more video. Okay, so the meeting was successful, and here are the list of the things I got to know and I learned, and here are the things you should know about a client meeting. So whatever you feel like you can share from your personal life, that will not too personal. Okay, you share. And one more time, like since I have, this is the basic job, this is my full-time job, to learn things and share. So that's why whenever I get time from my daily stuffs, I start learning anything else. Like I started learning Vue, React, then Svelte, then Angular, then Deno. So these are the things started as a like as an entertainment thing. Okay, then it came into my streamline. Okay, currently I'm doing I'm learning about machine learning. So this
Mhm.
nowadays, this is just for fun. This is just for refreshing my mind. Yeah, one thing
Mhm.
I personally suggest, like do not ever watch any web series or any movies constantly. Like people say that, okay, every night
Binge
I
watch.
watch, I have a series which is going on. Like every time I do daily, I have 1 hour for watching movie or no. If you really want to spend time, spend on learning things. So this
Hmm.
is the thing. And
That's pretty
I
good.
have shared, I think on the last we have the Laravel meetup, that 30-minute rule
Mhm.
I follow. So I always have my phone in my hand, and whenever I
Mhm.
start learning things, I just start 30-minute timer. Okay,
Mhm.
so I forgot about anything. I just
Mhm.
focus on one thing. Then I start learning or whatever I'm doing. If I'm reading book, I start a timer for 30 minutes. After
Mhm.
and then I start reading without thinking about anything. And after
Mhm.
30 minutes, just the timer rings, and I said, okay, that's done. Close the book wherever you are. The benefit of doing this is, if the book is exciting, okay,
That's right. That's right.
you will filled with the passion, with the excitement to start next day. Okay,
Mhm.
if it is boring, then you will be happy. Oh, thank god, 30 minutes is up. Close that book. So whether
That's
it
right.
is good or whether it is bad, you will be happy with the 30 minute.
That's
Okay,
correct.
so
That's correct.
that's the simple thing I follow. So I think
You only have to do it for 30 minutes.
yeah, you only have to do it 30 minutes. But sometime whenever
Hmm.
I code, like in coding, your time stretched to 2 hour 3 hour, you don't know. But with a 30 minute, at least I have in my mind that okay, I have started 3 times, so it's like 1 hour 30 minutes. For the last 1 hour 30 minutes, I am coding on only one thing, so I need to switch to refresh my mind. So then I said,
That's
okay,
correct.
it's time to change something.
You need to take a
Otherwise,
break.
2 3 4 hour are just spend you are spending on 2 3 4 hours without thinking, and you realize that okay, it's 4 hour, oh my god. So that's the problem
Lose
with
the track. Yeah.
so that's the tracking time. This is actually called Pomodoro technique, and I personally call it 30-minute rule.
That's good. That's
So
good.
this is not a secret anymore, but this is a simple thing. Maybe I'm planning to write a book on this 30-minute rule, a simple book.
Mhm.
So
That's good.
where I'm going to share my experience, plus recommend people how you can use this 30-minute rule in everything you do in your life. Some
That's good.
even in workout, I do 30-minute rule. For 30 minutes
That's good.
you have to do the like workout thing. For 30 minutes you have to do the yoga part. For 30 minutes you have to do something else. So that's everywhere you can apply it.
You can apply it to any part of your life.
Exactly, any part of your life.
That's good. That's really
That's
interesting.
that's simple thing. Everybody can follow, because
No, I
everybody
think there
has the
are
mobile. That's simple. Yeah,
no. It's like, I mean, sometimes the obvious things are the simple things, right? I mean, there are
exactly.
obvious things, there are simple things, but people uh, they need
we
reminders. I mean, including
we
ourselves. I'm saying
complicate things.
we complicate things. That's right. Things are simple already, and we just
Exactly.
are here to complicate it and re-simplify it.
Yeah, then start simplifying it.
Start simplifying it. That's how we are. I
Correct,
think
correct.
that was a great conversation. This is what I wanted to ask you.
Very.
And one thing. I mean, if you have to just say one thing to a person who is just getting started in the industry, in our industry
Yeah,
development, as a product developer or as a software engineer, or
yeah,
whatever name you call them,
yeah.
who person who writes code, right,
Mhm.
who's getting started into that, or the person who would like to be a YouTuber nowadays, the content creator.
Exactly.
You hold different roles, right? I mean, you are like content creator, you are a YouTuber now, you are doing different things. You're
Yes,
right. You're
exactly.
planning to write a book, which is,
Yeah.
you're becoming author, things like that,
I'm
right?
working on a product,
On a
code,
product, you're
front
trying to become an
front end, back end,
entrepreneur.
mobile.
A lot of stuff, right?
Lot of
So
things.
when you get into certain role, when you get into YouTube, so it's always like it's difficult to get started, right? I mean, to get into it.
Totally difficult.
And what is the one thing you would say a person
Mhm.
today,
Okay.
in this
Yeah.
current situation, that will help them get started? Or what is the one thing, one advice that you would say,
Yeah. Only one thing, which is uh,
just to
patience.
keep things simple, just one thing?
Super one thing. Patience. Patience.
All right. Okay.
If you have the patience, you can see first. People say that first step is the 50% done. If you have taken the first step, 50% is done. Rest 50% is your then like whatever you want to do. So that first step is the craziest and
Critical
the
one.
fearful and whatever you call. And for that first step you have to be patient, because when you're starting any language, let's say any language or anything you are learning, you don't know what it can do. You don't know if it is good or right, good or bad. You don't know how to get started. You don't know any person around that community. So you don't know anything. It's like boom, what I'm doing. Okay, so you have to be patient. Like as I told you, I'm learning machine learning for the last 2 week. I don't have any idea what I'm doing. I don't have any idea whatever I am learning. I learn about NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, TensorFlow, but in my opinion, I have learned nothing. I don't know what's going on. What will be the result of this? I'm just watching what's the journey of getting started with machine learning. Or let's say when I have started Flutter, for mobile development. I don't know what Flutter is. I don't know how to get started. I just take that. I was having a course from Udemy, and I was just watching it like a movie. Okay, tell whatever you want to tell.
Okay.
I was just watching it like a movie and thinking about, is it good, bad? Sometime I just sleep, sometime I browse my mobile, video is playing. So it's totally patience, and you have to be. One more thing is consistency. So patience and consistency, both, if you combine, you will be able to achieve anything.
That's wonderfully put. I think that's a great eloquent way to explain this
Yeah.
part. That's good. I think one, like, few things which I would add, on the same topic, is that I can't agree more with you on the patience, because that's something which we lack today in the current world. I think
That's because
COVID
of
has.
no, yeah, that's a different that's a different
That's,
concept.
yeah, I think the year that we are living today
Yes,
is
yes.
like completely different than any other year that we lived in the past, right? 2020 was groundbreaking. It was like it kind of accelerated a lot of
Mm,
decisions,
exactly.
working about your work, about your health, about your wealth, about your financial situations, about your work, about your workplace, about your school, about learning, every
Mm,
aspect of your life, about your fitness, anything, right? It impacted every part of your life,
every part of
every
life.
part of our life, in a way, right? So I think now is the key, that you learn the patience, think,
Mm,
and I think what I always say to everyone that I meet, I talk to them when we're having these kind of conversations, are two things that you need for sure: the curiosity to explore, experiment stuff, watch new things, do new things. Curiosity, that will take you to the
exactly.
places, right? We are
Correct.
doing all this because we are curious, we are trying to learn, not just to learn, to help. To do anything, you have to be motivated, and that motivation comes from your curiosity. It's all
Correct.
internal, it's not external. Nobody can
That's
come and tell you
really, really
that to
true.
do this or to teach you or anything,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's one thing. You have to be curious, to explore, experiment stuff, and then you have to be open minded to accept the reality and change, right? I mean, the change is inevitable. As the cliche goes,
There's a saying like, if you want to learn something, you first need to unlearn whatever you have learned.
that's
That
correct.
that's
Learn, unlearn, and relearn.
great. Learn,
That's
unlearn,
it.
and relearn. That's a really great
That's the
loop.
thing. So you actually have to be open minded to achieve
Mm,
that feat. It's not just curiosity. Will take you to new things, will help you explore and identify new things, discover new things. But I think the
mm,
open mindedness is what will help you get it into you,
correct.
right? I think that's something which are the things we have to learn, because I mean, in 2000 I have been working remotely since I started my own company, 2009.
Oh, great.
People never knew the meaning of remote
Remote
work at
till
that
now.
point of time.
Yeah,
Are you
obviously.
working from home? Is that possible?
How that
Can you
possible?
do
Yeah.
that? This
Yes,
were the
yes.
kind of questions I usually get during the initial days.
Correct,
But
correct.
after 10 years,
Hmm.
now in 2020, every other person is saying, okay, we have to work from home. There's no other option. And this,
That,
I
yeah.
think you need to have that kind of open mind to accept the reality and change along with
That
it. And
same
this is how
happened.
you'll
Yeah.
be relevant all the time.
Same happened with me when I have started. So I didn't have any job in my career. So I started things from my home, and then I set up this like office kind of thing. And people were saying, why you don't have any office? I said, I have office in my home. No, that's a different thing. There's a real office, you have to go every day. And now I
That's it.
ask people, what about your office thing? Oh, no,
What do
no,
you
no,
think
no.
now?
Work from home is the new thing, and it's really great. See what I told you. Work from home is really great.
That's right. That's right. That's good.
That's great. Okay, so
It's good to be in the early,
yeah,
to adopt it early, and to experience
that's
that earlier.
correct, correct, correct. That's really great, Hamid. I think we
Great
should
conversation.
now end this. And
Great. Sure.
there's a YouTube channel called Perfect Web Solution, and that person is here, and he is very respectable, and he is also
Hmm.
making videos on Laravel. So I would welcome him, and all
Sure.
plus all other people who had joined with us and who were still with us from the very beginning. So thank you everyone for
Thank
being
you.
here one more time. Happy New Year, and I wish 2021 brings you lots of happiness and joy with your career, with your health, everything wherever you want to shine.
Thank you. Thanks, Satyam. Thanks for
Okay,
having me. Happy
that's
New Year to
great.
everyone.
Yeah,
Stay
Hamid.
curious and stay
Yeah,
open.
yeah, sure. Hamid, you stay. I'm just going to end this live, but we will be
Sure.
there. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, people, we will going to end this live. So, we will meet next Sunday with another person on this Dev Talk. I hope this is going to be super great Dev Talk thing. Okay. So, till then, enjoy and bye bye.